Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My hotel. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. This is your sister with the curly braids, Vicki Dillard. I know I am late, live and direct. Wanted to pop up on you today and surprise you tonight. Beloved, I have an absolutely packed schedule tomorrow, and I needed to tap in with you today. Family, I have a little bit of a ritual that as you come in, be sure to come in and give us a big thumbs up, thumbs up. Would you do that? Be sure to like and to share. Happy New Year to each of you. And I just finished celebrating my 46th solar return, aka my birthday, and it has been absolutely glorious. Several of you sent me very, very generous donations on Cash App and PayPal. And for that, I say thank you so much. And please know that your wonderful well wishes and gifts are blessed 1,000-fold. Beloved, it is a great honor to be. I'm from Mississippi. The old folks used to say to be in the land of the living, but I have a contract with Earth for such a time as this. And there's a very spiritual interconnection between the happenings on this planet and the very reason I was born. And that's what's an extraordinary honor. I've gone through much difficulty, much tumult, been through the belly of the beast, been through unjust circumstances and situations, been through very serious health circumstances and situations, been through so much more than that. But guess what, beloved? Still here and stronger than ever. And I use those moments and times to ascend into the upper worlds and understanding the middle worlds better and the lower worlds as divine initiations for this very moment. Yes, and to improve and to grow my magic and to change my world and ultimately the world. And so I am so pleased and blessed to be with you today, family. So hit that thumbs up button and share, share, share. I won't be with you long, but I will be strong. Like I said, I tapped in very late, had a very busy schedule for the past several days, lots of yummy, important changes that you will certainly be hearing about throughout 2025, family. So on the count of three, if you haven't, somebody said, hey, Miss Vicki, happy belated birthday. Thank you so much, beautiful. Thank you so much. Hello from Philly. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, feel free to put your city and state in the chat as well, family. So hit that thumbs up button. Would you hit that thumbs up button and share, 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 share. I know sometime back somebody was like, well, why do I hit the thumbs up button when the broadcast first starts? Slowness, newness, slowness, newness, slowness, newness, newness, slowness, 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 slowness. In modern media, beloved, it helps to activate the algorithm so that it will generate notifications. How many of you all know that oftentimes broadcasts and programs like mine don't always send out notifications, or they certainly don't do it timely? There have been acts of sabotage to a shadow ban, which means it makes it difficult for the average person to see our broadcast, silly. So we don't want to sit up here and wait till you decide after the show is over. If you like it, then I'm going to give a thumbs up. That's slowness. And don't wait that long to decide. Get out of here. After 1 or 2 minutes, go. Nobody's ever that hard up for followers. My purpose is bigger than 1 or 2 little people on here that's got a little attitude and that's confused. Talk black to me, somebody. So y'all hit that thumbs up button, share, share, share. Just got to throw that out there real quick. I'm not fixing to be on that all night long. By the way, family, there's a very important link in the chat. I am so excited about my next free offering for you, beloved. I'm going to be sharing some very important things in my next webinar. So mark your calendar for Sunday, January 26th. Did you hear me? Sunday, January 26th. Y'all know my webinars don't miss, because my spirits and the information that I'm getting don't miss. I give you unbelievable information that's both metaphysical and physical, and I connect the dots in a way that the average person often, with their own testimonies, your own testimonies, say that you have never, ever heard before, or it was very extraordinarily powerful and given to you in a way where there was power attached to it, so it actually changed the way you moved in the world. That's my gift. That's my divine connection. And so how many of you all know that a lot of the stuff that we're seeing right now, the actual title to my free webinar, my free offering Sunday, January 26th, is actually titled The American Witchcraft Behind the New Orleans and Las Vegas Terror Attacks. Did you hear what I said? I said the American witchcraft that's behind the New Orleans ISIS and Las Vegas terrorist attack. I tried to explain to you all before that what's happening internationally has everything to do with you here in the United States of America. I tried to explain to you that it's connected to spiritual workings, whether you believe in certain religions or not, whether you believe in certain spiritual systems or not, it don't matter what you believe like that. If your open enemy is using a spiritual or religious playbook, you need to understand something about it so that you will know the rules of the battlefield. You need to understand the mindset of your enemy so that you're able to defeat that enemy. Talk black to me, somebody. Look at Vicki looking angelic. Y'all, who pays y'all? Thank you, precious. So I called it in so many ways, I can't even explain it. My last webinar, people that's from different religions, people from different backgrounds, people are saying, Vicki, you sat up here and talked to us about the fall of Syria, connected it to us. You broke down the trade routes and connected that to us. You broke down stuff that you ain't never heard. Baby, this don't play with me. I'm not just a lady on YouTube bamming the gavel. I'm just not a lady that you see on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. What's wrong with y'all? I'm not just your sister that you see on African Diaspora News Channel. You make the next step. If you want something you never had, you got to do something you've never done. So if you want that level of information, because of its restriction and because of how precise I have to be about it, and because the names that I name and the way I have to connect the dots, some of that information is really considered to be forbidden knowledge. So we need a safer space for that to take place. Yes? Somebody said, did I miss the Fat Joe part? What did he do? Sit down and wait till I get to it. You know you're only 6 minutes into my broadcast. Don't play with me. You get everything I give the way I get it, the time and I get it, and you get to enjoy it or click off. Listen to what the hell I'm saying. Come up here asking that. I get to it, damn it, when I get to it. I'm breaking out the weakness I'm getting the weakness out of our community. You don't even know what to know, when to know it, how to know it, when to get it. Sit down somewhere, slowness. Now, if you knew this is me integrating you in, so you know how I roll over here. Magic and power works the way I give it. You're welcome. Now say something else, and I'll wait 30 minutes. Some of you all don't get it. You think stuff's supposed to be got when you want it. That's why you ain't powerful, silly. You see, you understand? You're weak because of that. You're welcome. Weakness, itty bittiness don't tell power what to do or how to do it. You see that? Talk black to me, somebody. Did I miss it? You know damn well you didn't miss it. Quit trying to be slick up in here. I give it when I get it. And guess what? If you don't have time or you don't want to wait, guess what grown-ups do? Somebody put the answer in the chat. When you don't want to wait and you don't like the way a particular broadcast or podcast is moving, what are you supposed to do, family? What a grown-up said. What are you supposed to do when you don't like the energy of somebody, when you don't like somebody's broadcast, when you don't like their layout? Somebody please tell the slowness in the chat what to do. Yeah. Get out of here. Now I'm about to get to Fat Joe. You see how that works? I do it when I want to, the way I want to. You see that? There we go. 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 But other folks, go to other folks. Weakness, slowness, mediocreness, basic. Go there, basic. I promise you I won't be searching for you or looking for you. Patty cakes. Take your time and let the Spirit move. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold, beloved. I'm not going to even be on here long, beloved. I just don't like folks to be sitting up here throwing shade and trying to tell me what to do, how to do it, or get to the point. A ninja or leave a comment telling me it took you 20 minutes to get there. Yes, ninja, get your ass out of here. The hell you talking about? This is called the Vicki Show. You see? I'm training you right now when I make you wait. Every time you do it, I'm going to grow you up, weakness. God, it's today. I'm going to test your powers or the lack of it, you see. Thumbs up, thumbs up. So family, do not miss Sunday, January 26th, because I'm going to be breaking down for you the witchcraft that's involved, the American witchcraft that's involved in those so-called Las Vegas and New Orleans terrorist attack. I'm going to break down even the location. I'm going to break down this notion of ISIS, and I'm going to break down some of the similarities of even the so-called perpetrators of it coming from the military and what that has to do with everything. Very powerful. The true forbidden knowledge. How many of you all know you're going to see a lot more of that? How many of y'all know that this 2025, the United States is going to be dealing with a lot of unusual, tumultuous circumstances and situations, and you need to be involved in an environment and in an umbrella of divine wisdom and power and divine protection so that you can understand what's happening in the unseen. How many of you all know that there is an unseen government over your head that has everything to do with the goings on the planet? If you didn't know, now you know. And how many of you all know that if you're not tapped into the unseen realms, if you're not tapped into the ethers, if you're not tapped into the cosmos and beyond, how many of you all know that you'll misread the signs on earth? That's why a lot of your spiritualists miss their prognostications in some of the major political events that took place. Some of your favorites, and some of y'all sit up there laughing at Vicki. Your gift is blessed, Tasia, 1,000-fold precious. I'm going to say it again. If you're not tapped into the divine realms, you will misread the signs on earth. That's why they're giving us all this AI so that we will have a disproportionate reliance on it. Yes, there are certain things that we can use it from, but I saw somewhere somebody had posted AI, and I love this notion of ancestral intelligence. Of course, I teach that. Celestial, terrestrial knowledge. They don't want you tapped into that. And some of you don't get it. Hit that thumbs up button, share, share, share. Now, if you can get to where you're going. Now, how many of y'all saw my last broadcast I did here where I talked about the white Latino, the white Puerto Rican Fat Joe, who's sitting there disrespecting foundational Black Americans, talking crazy, cussing us out, and using language that's similar to calling us basically black terrorists by saying that we are radical Black racists. How many of y'all know he said all that? Why did he say it, Vicki? Did he say it because we committed some crimes? Did he say it because we did something egregious? No, he said it because we proved we created hip hop. Ain't that something right there? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? He said it because we're gatekeeping our own creations from thieves and robbers. You understand? Talk black to me, somebody. And so because we elevated Fat Joe in our community, we allowed him to use our magic in hip hop. We gave him acclaim and prestige and money and legacy. This big chunky wonky donkey came along and disrespected us. Called us radical Black racists, called us broke ends and a bunch of other stuff. Now, I had to try to click out some of the words in his ugly video because even though some of the platforms allows cussing, you know, he was just doing way too much. Talk black to me, somebody. Let me see if I can find a clip that my guy did for me to try to take out some of the language. Are y'all ready? This is under the Copyright Act of 1976, okay? Hey, Miss Aquarius, that's one of my beautiful, beautiful moderators. I see you tapped in, sis. Everybody hit that thumbs up button, share, share, share. And again, family, get your seat, your free seat for a free webinar that I'm doing where I'm going to be breaking down the American witchcraft. Did y'all hear what I said? I said the American witchcraft that's behind the New Orleans attacks and the Las Vegas attacks. Everything that took place is strategic, including the fact that both of the so-called perpetrators had connections to the U.S. military. Are y'all hearing me today? I'm not playing with you, my sister. My glorious celebrity sister from Famously Black. And your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. She said, keep talking black to us. I'll show you. That's my glorious celebrity sister right there. Always supporting things. Ashe, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold, beloved. Y'all don't want to miss this. I make these offerings free to the public and I do them offline because I can talk straight and then still respect some of these different platforms. You all understand that. So click that link. The link is, what did I say? Sunday, January 26th. Don't miss it. Everybody in the whole wide world knows that when Vicki is talking about the background of ISIS and I'm giving you the metaphysics or the spirituality behind it, and then I'm giving you the geopolitical news behind it, I'm connecting the dots, it's going to allow you to know exactly what's going on and exactly what we can do about it. Yes? All right, family. Now watch this clip, family. And this is a clip where Fat Joe was on a black podcast not too long ago where he was disrespecting us and trying to take credit for hip hop. So he's sitting down with some black people, and I'm told, somebody told me later that it was a lot of other folks that was actually from the Caribbean that was in that black barbershop, and they said that's why they were sitting there just allowing him to talk crazy to us. But this clip, my guy took out a lot of the ugly language, but you can still make out what's being said. It's a couple of minute clip. It's very short. Watch this. Can y'all hear it?
Were made by radical black racists.
Can everybody hear the sound? I'm using a different app for this particular clip. I want y'all to watch it real quick. I won't be long, but I will be strong. I want y'all to pay real close attention to what he said. This is basically a part two to the part one that I did almost 2 weeks ago. Yes? Okay, y'all say y'all can hear me? Good, good. Okay, family, now watch this.
Radical black racists.
Wait a minute.
These rumors were made by radical black racists. Let's just say that. Okay? It's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican. Don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them.
Right.
Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't black American.
Who are these guys?
You want me to say it there? We're going to give them too much clout.
I mean,
the FBA.
Okay, family, did you hear what he said so far right there? Yes? Now, I need you all to listen very closely. I'm cutting this in between because I've been told that certain folks from these little podcasts try to copyright you and stuff. So I'm cutting up this. Obviously, I'm using this for the broadcast for educational purposes. So just know I'm cutting the video up for a particular reason. There's a reason why I do everything that I do. Yes. So notice he specifically is talking about Jamaican and Guyanese. He said, we don't want to hear nothing from the Guyanese. We don't want to hear nothing from our Jamaican brothers and sisters. He said, anybody that don't look like us, he said, we don't want to hear nothing about it. Did y'all hear that? Now, see, because we have utterly defeated Fat Joe and anybody else that thinks like him, that believe that they're the creators and inventors of hip hop. Now, for those of you that's saying, well, why now? Why are we discussing these types of things now? Why is this important now? For those of you that are sitting out there saying, well, this is just a distraction from the enemy. Let me tell you why now. Why now is nobody ever specifically needed to say this because everybody in the whole wide world knew who created hip hop. I said this some days ago. Osama bin Laden knew who created hip hop. People that ain't got nothing to do with the music industry. Everybody knew black folks are the ones that created hip hop. We're talking about it now because we are seeing more and more now this pattern of people that are not foundational black Americans that are trying to claim credit and starting to say 50-50 and this is us and start talking crazy. The thing that's unusual now, the reason you're hearing us become full-throated about this and very demonstrative about how we're speaking is because we are not those that's going to allow you to be predators and exploiters of our inventions. How many of you all know that that's absolutely American history? That everything that you enjoy now that's of any consequence, either directly or indirectly, was created or inspired by folks that are native Black Americans or those of us that are foundational Black Americans. I said anything that you enjoy, from your internet to your electricity to furniture and other major accomplishments, can be directly or indirectly credited or inspired by Native or foundational Black or African Americans. Yes, somebody? I know they lied to you in the books. I know they told you somebody else created the light bulb and electricity and the internet. That's why we give you the truth, and we have to educate you so that you're not in the dark and lied to about that. How many of you all know that the real devil, not the one that's under the earth that you believe got on a red tight outfit and a pitchfork, the real devil is a liar? Yes? But we're here to tell you the truth. Now, the reason why Fat Joe is shook is because nobody has needed to do what we've done by making it very clear in no uncertain terms. No, we're not sharing credit. We're not mixing up. We're not making hip hop. What is it? Cocktails and stuff. I don't even drink, so I don't even know. Is that a cocktail, martini, whatever? We're not going to let you amalgamate nothing, confuse nothing, conflate nothing, braid nothing, weave nothing. Yes, Aquarius. The devil got on that tight red outfit and stuff. It's tight, girl. Now listen again to what he said. I'm going to let you listen to the other minute of it. Remember, I told you it's very short. Listen. And I told you that I'm cutting in on the video for a reason, because, you know, now that we've been calling this stuff out, look, people have been acting weird about stuff. So I'm being wise about how I'm doing this. That's why I'm going in and out with the video. Listen, y'all.
Were made by radical. These rumors were made by radical Black racists. Let's just say that. Okay, it's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a Black guy that ain't down with them. Right? So their job is to criticize.
Now, right before we go to the next point, I got to stop there because this is the crux of today's broadcast. Let me tell y'all something. When you're dealing with a hater, now after we proved in no limit of time that we created hip hop, now I gave you all the specific reference. Y'all remember? I want you all to get my brother Tariq Nasheed's documentary movie that's entitled Microphone Check. I've had the great privilege of being in his film about the American Maroons that had to do with the Black Maroons. My brother does excellent work. He gives you historical context and receipts for everything, and it shapes the way that we see and the way we move in the world when we understand our background and our history. And he does a beautiful job in the movie with Microphone Check, because in Microphone Check, you hear testimonials from the folks that actually created hip hop. That tell you no, they weren't the Latinos wasn't around when we brought it out like that. That does not mean that they did not have their additions to it and perhaps even some improvements to certain parts or their contributions to hip hop. Nobody is saying that Latinos or Puerto Ricans and Hispanics did not make contributions to hip hop. Nobody is saying that. But Ninja, you did not invent or create it. How many of y'all know there's a difference between creating something and contributing to something? Somebody said there's a difference. We've always embraced improvements and the evolvement of what we've done. Black folks have always allowed everybody to enjoy what we do. How many of y'all know it's us that created country music, and that's why Beyonce is getting so much flack because of her country music album that's just tearing up the charts, and white folks are mad about it. How many of y'all know rhythm and blues? How many of y'all know name it? It's us, it's us, it's all us, it's us, and it's more us. The real initials for the United States ain't really for the United States. It's for us, meaning foundational Black Americans. So don't sit up here and list all the Hispanic and Latino people that's got an album out or a song. Nobody is denying that they help to contribute to hip hop. We're simply saying that you aren't its mother and father, baby. And we gladly allowed you into it. That's what's so amazing about it. Miss Marjorie, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. The sweetest, kindest people on the planet are Black folks. We let everybody eat off of us. Be blessed by us and our magic. The only time y'all get mad is when we start putting our foot down saying, now that everybody and their mama has eaten off of us, we ought to monetize and eat off and receive a claim from our own stuff. And when you can't keep stealing, then that's when you're mad. And if something is the matter, if something in you is bothered when you know somebody created something and you just want them to hush about it, just don't say it's you. You got scamming and lying and devilment in you. So if something in you quivers, they say, well, why they have to say it's them? If something in you say, well, you ain't been saying nothing. You ain't been worried about us stealing and thieving. Why take credit now? If something in you says that, let something whisper in you, something say to yourself, I'm a little devil. Say, I might be a little liar. I might be a scammer. I might be a thief. Whisper that to the inside of yourself. And then go lay up on somebody's couch for therapy. Go see somebody's priest for confession. Go find a church and get baptized. Go to a botanica and get you some herbs and cleanse your funny looking self. Find you some mantras and some prayers and go to praying that thing off you, devil. If something bothers you when somebody actually starts to claim what's actually theirs, then you might be a liar and a devil and a thief yourself. You've acclimated and you've normalized stealing and taken that which doesn't belong to you. Let's get on to the rest of this little short video. Y'all listening? Now, I was going to make this point because Fat Joe is sitting there having this podcast talk because he's been under pressure because so many of us have been standing our ground and gatekeeping and making it clear, no, we created this. So when our brother Tariq Nasheed did the movie Microphone Check, how many of y'all know all kind of other attacks started to increase? Yes? Because how you going to fight with the inventors of hip hop, the ones that the ones that was there in the beginning, when they give you the receipts and say y'all wasn't there, it kind of hurts. Do y'all understand that? So the reason why Vicki like to give you receipt references, so y'all don't have to do all this chit-chatting with people. When folks throw out names, you'll find out that our brother Tariq Nasheed was trying to get all kind of Hispanic and Latino people to be involved in it. And the video credits those who made substantive contributions. But it just wasn't, you just invented and created. You see? We gave credit to where credit was due. But you don't need to listen to us chit-chat. We're going to let you hear the legends and the architects of hip-hop, the engineers, the trendsetters. You see how that works? The pioneers. You hear directly from them. So you don't need to take our word for nothing. Again, that movie is called Microphone Check. So I want you to get that as a starting point so that you'll have the receipts and you're armed with the knowledge that you need to have in case you're engaged in these types of things. Now, I'm gonna connect some dots here and show you how all of this stuff is meant to weaken Black Americans. So this is not a distraction and this is not a small thing. Do y'all understand this? Do y'all understand this? Anybody that feels like that this is divisive, when you try to take credit for what's yours, they're a devil and a liar and a thief. You understand? Anybody that feels like you claiming that which is yours and saying, no, we should be able to benefit and monetize off of our own creations, they're a thief. And they're a liar. You see? One more time, this part of the clip. One more time. I want you to listen to this part one more time. What he does here, why it's important that we listen.
These rumors were made by radical black racists.
These are not.
Let's just say that.
Just for context, family.
It's a group of these guys that don't.
These are not rumors. We got facts. Somebody say we got facts over here. Somebody said we got facts over here. So it's not rumors. We're so effective in our debate and arguments and receipts. It's leaving the thieves and the robbers and the exploiters of our magic shook. Y'all understand that?
Want to hear Jamaican. Don't want to hear Guyanese. Don't want to hear. They don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them. Right. Right. So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't Black American. Who are these guys? You want me to say their name? We're going to give them too much clout. I mean, the FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever the these brokers is. I'm just keeping it a buck. And then
okay, family. Now, let me tell you how a real devil works. I've lived this for much of my life. When one person don't like you, they will go because they're ineffective and they're disgust of you. They don't, when they don't like you, they try to find other people that don't like you too. And a lot of the people that they find that don't like you too, they're enemies of them too, but you're a greater enemy. So then they recruit devils. So what Fat Joe is attempting to do is he's invoking Jamaicans, he's invoking Guyanese, he's invoking Caribbean folks. This is what he's doing on purpose so that he can get another crowd to join in with him, to stand with him, because we've been weakening him. We've been showing him and others like him to be liars with our receipts and with the truth. Somebody say the truth. Devils do that. So when somebody don't like you, they'll go find somebody else that don't like you for something else. Then they'll get together to gang up to make it strong. The attack on you. And the people they done collaborated with done talked about them like a dog, attacked them like a dog, did all kind of stuff, but they can't stand you more. That's what Joe is doing here. He sees online that some of our Black brothers and sisters in the diaspora, which includes the Caribbean, he sees that some of them have been upset because we've been standing our ground about foundational Black American lineage. And so he's trying to recruit them to jump on the bandwagon with him. How many of y'all know Black Americans, we love reggae? We love all kind of Caribbean music. How many of y'all know we love all types of culture? We've embraced many cultures. Tell the truth, Black family. Or at the very least, you don't hear us running out just haphazardly disrespecting other cultures, right? It's only when we say this is ours and other folks try to co-opt it and lie and say, no, it's not, that we have a problem. You all only have a problem because you've been lying so long, trying to steal so long, and then you've upped the ante of the theft, the culture of theft. And because we're not the ones to let you get away with it, now you're mad. Somebody just said, just call them hyenas because one or two hyenas can't handle a lioness or a lion or lions. Let me hit the gavel on that, baby. You sure right, baby. They sure can't. Them hyenas and stop. But I don't really mind a hyena or two, as long as, they on the right side of things. How many of y'all seen the movie Lion King? In the end, the hyenas got it right. And stop. Watch this. So I need y'all to understand how this works, yes? Now listen, notice he said, when the guy said, well, who you talking about specifically? He said, well, we're going to give them too much clout if we say their names. Y'all heard that part? Listen.
Foundational Black Authority, Black American. Who are these guys? Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't Black American. Who are these guys? You want me to say their name? We're going to give them too much clout. I mean, the FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever these brokers is.
Now listen, look how angry they got. So because we are saying this is ours, we're proving in no limited time with receipts. They're so upset because of our effective debating and pushback and proof that this is ours. that he resorts to almost calling us, basically with the language he's using lingual language. When you call somebody a radical black group or radical group of black races, they're trying to put us in the category of terrorist family. Listen, he's name calling. Then I told you my beautiful guy here, he bleeped out the cussing that he used. But how many of y'all know he cussed us out, called us the niggas, the N-word, then he called us broke ends. Do you all see how don't he sound like Roland Martin? Look how he resorts to cussing us out, calling us name, calling us broke. How many of y'all know that's why they like to exploit our magic so that they can be rich and we can remain broke? No, baby, we're not going to be broke forever, baby. And the guy sits there and just laughs when he's disrespecting us. Look at what the ugliness, the rage, the vitriol that's expressed because we're telling the truth. Everybody hit that thumbs up button and share. My moderator is telling everybody hit that thumbs up button. Did y'all hear that? Listen.
Just keeping it a buck. And then you finish to attack everybody on Twitter. You see this who run them? Like, you know, your authority, whoever the these brokers is. Sorry, whoever the these brokers is. Foundational Black Authority, whoever the these brokers is. I'm just keeping it a buck. And then you finish to attack everybody on Twitter. You see this who run them? Like, you know, your leader? Oh, man, you got to be fucking kidding me, man. And so they trying to change the narrative. They're not from New York.
Right.
So they telling a whole nother story. This was whoopity doop wop. Yo, bro. Far as I know, we're at Yankee Stadium right now, and it's Hip-Hop's 50th birthday. And the guy who invented it, Grandmaster Flash, my brother carried his crates. My babysitters made up let me hear you say, oh, it's two girls, twins, used to babysit me.
Nigga sitting here talking about his babysitters that invented. Let me hear you say, oh, okay, fat hoe Joe. I'm sorry. He was saying, let me say ho. My bad. I was doing a nursery rhyme. My bad. I mixed up the hoe and the Joes together, boy. Wow, Vicki, how you just mixed up the hoes and the Joes again, like you did almost 2 weeks ago. That was an accident again. That was a Freudian slip. My bad, family. I didn't mean to say the hoe Joe. That's hoe Joe. But anyway, let's focus. Now, he's sitting up here saying this madness. So when a devil loses, they want to disrespect you, call you out your name. That's how you know, fat Joe. You got a spirit in you and on you. Why y'all laughing? Family, I need y'all to understand how spirits work. If somebody's telling you the truth or disagrees with you about something, and it causes you to call them broke ends, effing this and so that, and radical black racists, and putting us basically in a terrorist label in so many words, with legal wise, family, you got to know, baby, some other kind of spirit is in you and on you. You possessed by something. But your babysitter, he said we making up stuff, but he told us his babysitters invented. Let me hear you say ho. Oh, okay. Ho, Joe. Ninja.
My babysitters, my brother carried his crates. My babysitters made up let me hear you say ho. It's two girls, twins, used to babysit me. They made up, let me hear you say ho. So they have a big problem, these guys, right? So they're against anybody who ain't with them. So this ain't a popular message. This ain't what everybody's saying. We might be giving them too much light right here is what I'm trying to tell you. Right. So there's a small minority to get on them Twitters and they running it up. We got to off Looney Tune, like your man Lord Jamal, who's off Looney.
Okay, now I need y'all to understand. Can somebody please tell Fat Joe that he ain't powerful, ninja? It disgusts me when I hear some of you all that's out there. He thinks he's entitled to be heard because he's Fat Joe. You only Fat Joe, ho, because we gave you acclaim and prestige and we allowed you to come to the barbecue food and make a living. So you can't say black folks can't stand you and you're treating us like we're terrorists now when we let you in and we let you become a millionaire and we let you be known all over the world, fool. It's when you got too big for your britches and when you start smelling yourself that we had to pull your chain and we had to say, sit. You got to where you got because of us. But you starting to smell yourself. Now, I don't know, maybe his little babysitters that was twins came up with, let me hear you say, ho, ho. Ho, sloppy Joe, ho. Fat ho, Joe. Maybe they did. But how dare you expect us to believe that after you just disrespected us a few seconds before that and said we on Twitter's just making up stuff. And calling what we said the receipts and the testimonials rumors. But you want us to believe that your babysitters is, let me hear you say, oh, boys, if you don't sit your. And the fact that he would say it's a little group of them, talking about we may be giving them too much attention, that's running up Twitter. Let me tell y'all something. If we were so inconsequential, do you think he would be sitting on there that triggered, cussing us out, calling us broke, using the N-words, labeling us radical black racists? If we were inconsequential? Baby, we who are alternative black media, we who are the black grassroots over these parts, it's us that turned the election. The people that y'all now admit that stayed home, the Democrats' most loyal voting bloc that did not show up for them the way that they normally did, and had we shown up, notwithstanding what other groups did, that the Democrats would have won, but the Democrats lost the White House, they lost the Senate, and they lost the House of Representatives. How many of y'all know that everybody admits that we made the difference? And a lot of us stayed home on the couch, and then a handful of us voted for Donald Trump. How many of y'all know that mainstream media, black folks, mainstream media legacy, mainstream media celebrities, mainstream media entertainment folks and musicians, most of them wasn't out there telling them to do that. So who are the people listening to now? Now, y'all laughed at us over the past several years, yes? You laughed at us over the past almost decade or so, yes? But you're seeing that our message that we've seeded is starting to take hold. And those of us those of y'all that mocked us and laughed at us a long time ago now you sitting up there talking about something we might be giving them too much. You don't have power and credit to give. Fatness, bigness. You don't have power. What you mean giving credit? You're not God. God is to give credit, Joe. The power dynamic has changed. How many of y'all know that CNN's ratings, MSNBC ratings are in the tank? How many of y'all know the reason why they try to shadow ban us, the reason why they try to censor us, the reason why they try to demonetize us, the reason why they try to discredit us and they're targeting us is because people are no longer listening to legacy media no more, legacy entertainers no more, anymore. How many of y'all know it bothers them that y'all listen to a girl that was born and raised in Mississippi that now lives in the Wild Wild West that uses her laptop and her phone to seed her message? And Vicki is just as passionate, just as informative, no matter if I'm talking to 200 people or 2,000 or 20,000. They're tripping because when we went to Washington, D.C. some months ago, thousands showed up when we made our reparations demands. They're tripping that when I got a chance to confront Robert F. Kennedy to his face, he was left shook. Talk black to me, somebody. They're tripping because they're seeing our power in real time with the presidency and the Senate and the Congress, the House of Representatives. And some of them are tripping because we don't care to be y'all. The reason why certain famous people, and some of y'all consider to be certain powerful people, they can't stand Vicki Dillard because you can't buy me, baby. The dollars and cents, it don't work over here like that. Giving me a little office at somebody's White House. Let me come on prime time to chit chat with Joyce Reed. That don't move me. That's not a promotion for me. That's a demotion. If I've got to sell my soul and corrupt my core ethics, and I'm talking about specifically related to my people. If the masses of my people aren't leveled up, it's not going to do for me to get a crumb or two for just my four and no more. You understand how that works? Somebody please tell Fat Joe Ho that he ain't running nothing. What you mean give credit, ninja? The streets is who gives us credit. The people are the one that's listening to us that give us our power. And that's what's upsetting you all now. Because you think you're the one that's supposed to be enthroned. You think that you're the one that we're supposed to be listening to. That condescending tone, they're tripping that they even have to contend with the Vicki Dillard. Let me tell you, the reason why the Tamika Mallory's of the world, the reason why your current press secretary, Kareem Jean-Pierre, still has me blocked, the reason why we've heard from folks from CNN and MSNBC that's contacted me, folks that are on other major platforms that have made it known, we have concrete receipts and evidence to prove that these kind of folks are threatened and upset and tripping by Vicki Dillard and other sources and people and platforms. The reason why some of them just disgusted by me and distance themselves, because I didn't go through the ranks like them. I didn't go through the approved raccoons and bootleg groups. So when you don't bow and when you don't kiss the ring for them groups, they look at you like, who is she that we have to? She's beneath us. You see how that works, y'all? She didn't go through the Hollywood types. She didn't get so-and-so's blessing. She didn't attend the White House brunch. So how is she gaining influence amongst the people? And now that we are able to prove it in no limit of time, it just don't feel good with them. It's not a good look for them. I'm almost done, family. I'm on here even longer than what I was supposed to be. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Share. If you're just tuning in, my name is Vicki Dillard, beloved. Some of you are used to seeing me from other platforms and networks that I've helped to build over the years. There have obviously been some changes as it relates to where you can see my broadcast. But if you're going to see me go live from time to time here on my own channel, be sure to subscribe and hit all notifications. And be sure to check in from time to time at VickiDillard.tv. Sign up for my email list, especially on my website at VickiPlanet.com. Just scroll to the go to the front page of my website, scroll to the very bottom, and then you can input your email information so that you're on my email list. That way you're notified about my projects, my school, my products, my services, and other platforms that I'm on, and where you can find me in my upcoming yummy projects that we're going to be releasing throughout 2025. Yes, beloved, also, if you're just tuned in, be sure there's a pinned link in the chat, and my moderator has been putting the link in too. I have another free webinar coming up Sunday, January 26th. Mark your calendar, Sunday, January 26th, where I'm going to be exposing the witchcraft behind the so-called New Orleans and Las Vegas terrorist attack. How many of y'all know don't nobody break it down spiritually, metaphysically, and geopolitically and internationally like I do? I connect unique dots so that you all can see what's really going on in the hidden hand, the true forbidden knowledge, the true shadow government that's at work in the world, the true neo-Illuminati that I have to speak with straight words. I can only speak about offline, beloved, so that there's no conflict with these platforms. You understand? So don't miss it. And I have paid events and I have free events. This is another free event. And these free events should be $50,000. Just real talk. How many of you all know that the ancients used to teach that my people perish for lack of knowledge? How many of you all know that knowledge is so important that your government and militaries classify the knowledge, and that not everybody qualifies or have clearance to have certain types of information and knowledge, because having certain knowledge gives you power and control over the masses. Tasha said, I got my seat. I know that's right, sis. So I don't want to hit folks. Some of y'all used to tell me, well, Vicki, I'm on a fixed income, so I can't go to this event you're doing. I'm on this, baby. When I do the free ones, you better come to it. Don't pick and choose what you do. Everything I do is glorious. Everything I do is powerful. Everything I do is important and consequential. And how many of you all know the reason why some of you all are the same and mundane and you've not gone to the next level in your life is because you're not receiving new levels of information. Information changes the seasons of your life. I heard somebody by the name of Dr. Stacia say that before. Information changes the seasons of your life. Information changes the seasons of your life. Information changes the seasons of your life. Even if you feel like that they may or may not pertain to you, tap in and prioritize that setting and receive the information first and hit that thumbs up button, share, share, share. My sister Aquarius says everything is powerful. I know that's right, sis. Yes. And the reason why I can say it, and my enemies get mad because signs and wonders always follow my work. The reason I say it is because I know the information I'm giving you is coming from a higher realm. I know I'm channeling it from energies and entities and beings that are not just mere mortals. You understand? That's why I can say it and back it up every single time. See, when you're a scammer, you project your scamming ways on other folks. So you think if it's not real for you in your small little itty bitty world, it can't be real for somebody else. Stop projecting. Talk back to me, somebody. It's real over here.
He's a loony bin, right? We just said that the drug of choice is attention. It's this and this and that. They get a guy who he was a legend. He's brand Nubian, right? And he's the wackest in the crew. Be clear. But now this nigga might be like trying to get lit, trying to say anything. The world's flat. To this, that, anything to go viral.
Okay, family, y'all see this fool. So again, it's when I teach about how there's a changing of the guards or new world leadership, and there's a changing of the gods and goddesses, there's a spiritual shift. This upsets the powers that be. People that are in positions like Fat Joe, he thinks he's entitled to attention. He thinks he's some kind of authority. And y'all know he's a white boy. How many of y'all know these white Latinos out there and on their paperwork, they literally check off, many of them, that they white. And y'all got this white boy sitting at a black barbershop with ninjas, black melanated men all around, letting him call us niggas, letting them call us black radicals, racist, letting him categorize us in the same way they would terrorist groups, calling us broke, cussing us out, calling us out our name. How many of y'all saw the other clip that I showed you almost 2 weeks ago where he sat up there and told foundational Black Americans that we got the right one? They got the right end, talking about himself like it was some kind of a threat. Ninja, please. He sat there comfortably in the presence of melanated men and disrespected us and called us out our names while benefiting off of our magic. We're not going to let no white boy from Puerto Rico or from Israel or from the UK or from anywhere disrespect us. This is a white Puerto Rican that's up there running this mouth. I said Fat Joe is a big fat white Puerto Rican that's in the face of black folks trying to claim and steal our magic and throwing the N-word all around in our faces and daring us to say or do something about it. Let me tell y'all something real quick. You're looking at a foundational Black American woman. Fat Joe ain't no kingmaker. Ho! I'm the kingmaker on this side. And we're reclaiming our throne. And that's why you're mad. We're reclaiming our culture and our history and our magic and our inventions and our innovations and our creations. We have been pleased to share them with the world. How many of y'all know that I have students and attendees that come to my stuff from all over the world, and they're not just Black people? And I welcome them, but ain't nobody gonna sit there and try to run nothing. How many of y'all know that there's not one event that I don't do where I don't have at least one somebody from Canada, one somebody from the UK, one somebody from somewhere over there in the Middle East, many people or several folks getting their seats throughout the continent of Africa and the 54 nations, South America. Got a lot of hillbilly folks too that attend some of my stuff and then make positive comments on some of my commentary. I'm the mother of all civilization. But I rebuke as I choose, and I set order as I choose. You're not going to disrespect your mama. And no, hell no, you don't know more than me, Fat Joe. So don't none of us disrespect the people group. My magic is for the world. But there is an emphasis, first and foremost, for the liberation of my people, for the blessing and the advancement of my people. And ultimately, it blesses the world. But you're not going to disrespect your foundation and think that you're going to skip that. That's not how that works. One last thing. Everybody hit that thumbs up button, share, share, share. I'm reading again from this book. Y'all know I read from many books. This book is a mini book. You can read this book from your lunch break. It's called How White Folks Got So Rich. I'm always quoting from this book. One aspect of this book that I want to read from now very quickly is this section on page 132 that's titled Black Talent Snatching. Again, the name of this book is How White Folks Got So Rich. The book is talking about the fact that white folks got so rich, not because they worked hard, but because they was hardly working. Everybody's mad at that Indian boy, Vivek. What is his last name? Put his last name in the chat for me, family. Is it Ramaswamy or whatever? How you pronounce his name? Somebody put his name in the chat for me. Vivek is a devil. But Vivek was telling the truth when he was calling out white American society. And white folks mad at him because he was such a good white supremacist mouthpiece for the conservative party that they tripping now because he was basically telling white folks in their culture that they lazy. Ramaswamy, thank you for putting that in there, Precious. Now, that's the one part that he told the truth on. White people, y'all ain't never worked hard. Y'all got mad that time you had to work. We the one created America. You never thought you had to work. So that's what your rebellion is about. That's true. You've been lying, talking about everybody else that don't work hard to cover up what you didn't do. You a thief. You stole everything. You committed murder to get what you got. That's the kind of work you was doing bloody work. The work you did was picking up the bodies to throw them in the 6 feet under. If you did that, the work you did was when you lit the crosses to crucify us on. That was the work. That's you tired of that. The work you did was when you had to get on the horses to see where we was on the plantation. The work you did was counting how many of us came off the ships, fool. That was the work. That was the accounting you had to do. That's why you're tired. If you got a tan, it's because you was outside looking at us working. So now they got an Indian. That's what y'all get. How many of y'all remember years ago I prophesied the fact that because America prioritizes immigrants over black folks, that it's going to be the very immigrants that's going to be the undoing of the United States. Now you see Elon Musty and Vivek Ramaswamy and the rest of them coming out telling y'all after they played like they was against immigration and stuff, they done turned around and tricked the whites, hillbillies on the conservative side. They done tricked them now, talking about they want to bring over all the Indians. That's what you get. How many of y'all remember don't just take my word for it. I'm asking y'all, where my people in the chat that remember years ago, I prophesied, and it literally came during one of my broadcasts. I remember telling you guys that because they prioritize immigrants over Black Americans, that the divine would allow the very immigrants to be a part, not the fullness of it, but a part of the undoing of the United States. How many of y'all remember that? Me telling y'all that? I was on Fly Nubian Queen. I was on Your Black World. My content was there. I was on Dr. Boyce, some of his other platforms and stuff like that I helped to build and to grow. How many of y'all remember that? Who said it? Thomas said, I remember. Thank you. Shirley said, yes, ma'am. I'm just saying, don't take my word for it. That was years ago I said that. And I can't say I remember no Vivek when I say I was saying in another context. Shoot. Now y'all feel tricked. That's what you get. The hell you thought it was going to be when the people that created America, built America, crucified for America, body parts eaten for America, we slaved for America, and y'all didn't pay us 1 red cent, but you gave the Japanese descendants who was interned for a couple of years, you gave their descendants reparations. You did a whole Marshall Plan that after you went over there for the German Holocaust to help fight Hitler and stuff, you helped to destroy Europe, and then you turned around and spent millions and billions of dollars to build Europe back up through your Marshall Plans. What you thought was going to take place, beloved, when you turn around and bring over our white Afghans because you said you was a part of a war, they helped you with the war in Afghanistan, your illegal wars over there, and you turn around and bring them tangibles. What you thought was going to happen when you helped legal and illegal immigrants and give them hundreds of billions of dollars? What did you think was going to happen when you spent hundreds of billions of dollars for a proxy illegal war to help literal Nazi Ukrainians fight a proxy war against Russia, and you still don't pay us 1 red cent? What did you think was going to happen when your latest your latest Defense Department audit shows that you once again did not pass your 7th straight audit for the largest U.S. agency in the United States, and they are already have unaccounted trillions with the T, trillions of dollars that's unaccounted for previous audits, and their most recent audit was just under $1 trillion that's still unaccounted for. What did you think was going to happen? So since you prioritize these other groups over us, the divine will allow those very groups that you put before us to help to destroy you, along with you and your people destroying yourself. I just needed my people to testify that Vicki prophesied this years ago during a broadcast live is when I first said it. I was in the middle of something totally different, but that channel came in years ago before I knew of a Vivek Ramaswamy. Let me read this part so I can go. On page 132 of this book called How White Folks Got So Rich, it breaks down the fact of Black talent snatching. Some of this is not going to be unfamiliar to you, but I want to specifically talk about in the context of the music industry, since we're sitting here talking about black thieves of hip hop, right, family? Are y'all going to connect the dots with where I'm going with this? This is why I want to give you a historical context. Yes? It says, an entire white business infrastructure has been established that feeds directly from the talent of Black athletes, musicians, dancers, singers, comedians, and artists of every kind who have set the standard for excellence in the entertainment field. Are y'all listening? It goes on. White business people, and I love how the author says this, white business people with no discernible talent. He puts in parentheses, he says, parenthetically, save their access to whites only money supply, sit firmly over a massive wealth generating enterprise, no different from the old Southern post-slavery sharecropping model, while deriving incredible profits entirely from Black cultural genius. He says, unmistakably, or they say the writer, unmistakably, Black culture rules the entire world of entertainment. Let me say it again. Unmistakably. Yes? Unmistakably, Black culture rules the entire world of entertainment, and Black physical prowess and athleticism are the core attraction of the most popular spectator sports. How many of y'all know all that's true? How many of y'all know all that's facts? Fat hoe. It's not unusual to see Fat Joe, my bad, another Freudian slip. It is not unusual to see an entirely Black starting lineup for professional football and basketball games, the two most popular spectator sports. All noteworthy sports records are now in the hands of Blacks, or soon to be. Rap music has totally engulfed the youth of every nation that hears it, just as did blues, jazz, and rock and roll before it. How many of y'all know rock and roll was created by Black folks? So Fat Joe, somebody please tell Fat Joe, not only did we do hip hop, how many of y'all know country music and jazz and rock and roll and blues is also us? All of it, Fat Joe. All of it. All of it. It be all of it and stuff. It just be all of it. All of it. Yeah. All of it. Keep going, Vicki. It says what? Hip hop in every nation and language fuels everything from the nation's dance parties to its commercial advertising to its political revolutions. Do you all see the interconnection of our music and why this is no small distraction? This is not something we're going to let go, because this is connected to the actual culture, to the masses, to the people. It's connected to the nation's parties, to their commercial advertising, to their political revolutions. Are y'all listening? It goes on. Originally, whites like Al Jolson, how many of y'all know about that? And George Burns made careers by actually painting their faces pitch black, affecting a mock black dialect, and dancing and singing like blacks for white audiences that thronged to see them. They called themselves coon singers and minstrel singers, and the very first Broadway shows and Hollywood movies all featured these blackface performers. Somebody say that's all us, or you were trying to imitate us, or you were trying to mock us. And the exaggerated colors had everything to do with our very black magic. Talk black to me, somebody. Hit that thumbs up button, family, as you come in. And make sure that you click the free link to attend my upcoming free webinar, Sunday, January 26th. Sunday, January 26th. The free link is above. Or go to my website at VickiPlanet.com to save your seat, where I'm going to be breaking down the hidden hand and the American witchcraft that's behind these so-called terrorist attacks that just took place in New Orleans and Vegas. Y'all don't want to miss that. Y'all know it's going to be unmatched. Y'all know it's going to be unmatched. Thomas said, I signed. I know that's right. Be there. Watch this. It goes on. What'd he say? I'm almost finished. He said, European composer Gunther Schuller, said, quote, y'all listening? European composer Gunther Schuller, Schuller, y'all look him up, says, quote, the blacks have always invented the music. The whites take it over, then the blacks invent something new. I think y'all think I made that up. Y'all see that right there? The quote. What did y'all see the quote? So y'all don't think I said it. Y'all see the quote from Gunther Schuller. He said, quote, he's a European composer. Somebody send that quote to Fat Joe. The blacks have always invented the music. The whites take it over, because Fat Joe is certainly white. Then the blacks invent something new. I just like to give historical references to stuff. When I say what I say, he was describing the cultural bandits, the Gershwins, y'all listening? The Elvises, the Pat Boones, the Hall and Oates, the Claptons, the Osmonds, the Timberlakes, the Winehouses, the Eminems, the Backstreet Boys, the Madonnas. Today, the charts are filled with the pale-skinned wannabes of the Motown legacy, including Adele, Duffy, Justin Bieber, Robin Thicke, Iggy Azalea, Meghan Trainor, Joss Stone, Sam Smith, and Macklemore. These imitators are simply going where the money is and catering to a white consumer that needs to see his or her entertainers singing black whilst being white. But those who sit behind the scenes counting the cash have always maintained an exclusive hold over the incredible riches and talent. The business agents, y'all listen, because this is music here. What's the impact of music, Vicki? Give us more receipts about the impact of y'all's music. The business agents, managers, producers, publishers, distributors, copywriters, the team owners, coaches, lawyers, vendors, media, advertisers, studio heads, etc., a colossal financial enterprise, are almost entirely white and just as in the post-slavery sharecropping South, overwhelmingly, this book says, Jewish. The facts are the facts. For every talented Black athlete and entertainer, there are thousands of whites siphoning a living for their families. The names of the stars are well known, but in America, there are at least 403,000 people making, on average, $45,000 a year off the backs of these Black individuals in the fields of performing arts, spectator sports, and related industries. A Jewish man named Joe Glaser, Glaser, came to be a manager of many legendary Black jazz artists, including Duke Ellington, Billie Holiday, and Louis Armstrong, upon whose talents Glaser and his family grew wealthy. Armstrong is considered by many to be the greatest jazz artist of all time. Y'all want to see receipts? Somebody say, show me the picture, Vicki. Y'all see Louis Armstrong right there? And Joe Glaser, they call him the exploiter. Y'all listening? It says, Armstrong is considered by many to be the greatest jazz artist of all time. In 1955, he nevertheless had to beg his manager and, quote, best friend, Joe Glaser, for his own money. It says it in italics. Quite pathetically pleading for, quote, a little chance to govern myself. They said that was his exact words there. Armstrong lighted the potentially offensive request by adding, quote, I just love your checks in my pockets. Oh, they look so pretty. It says an ingratiating Armstrong told Glaser that the Black man should always have a white man who, like you, can and will put his hand on your shoulder and say, y'all ready for this quote? This is, quote, my nigger, and can't nobody harm ya. Armstrong referred to Glaser as his, quote, boss man, and signed off his letter as your boy. He wrote that he, quote, loved Glaser because he, quote, seemed to understand colored people so much. The book goes on to say the major recording label, Capitol Records, maintained contract over the great musician Nat King Cole. How many of y'all know who he is? Who recorded more than 150 singles. How many of y'all know I'm gonna always give y'all some receipts? How many of y'all know Vicki's gonna always give you the context that they don't want you talking about? Nat King Cole recorded over 150 singles and reached the pop, R&B, and country charts. Somebody say that's a hell of a triple magic right there, ain't it? He reached pop, R&B, and country charts, a record that is yet to be matched by any Capitol artist. His record sold 50 million copies during his career. Cole generated so much money for white-owned record companies that his iconic 13-story earthquake-resistant building, the world's first circular office building erected in 1955, was nicknamed, hold on, y'all, give me a second, the house that Nat built. Y'all want to see a receipt of it? Y'all don't play with it. Ninjas, we got to see. Ninjas think that we don't know, and this ain't us. This all us. Fat Joe. In recognition of the enormous revenue-generating power of Capitol star Nat King Cole. Cole's name, however, appears nowhere on his record company's deed of ownership. Did y'all know that? Possibly the most glaring and widespread exploitation of Black talent is found in college sports, where Black athletes fill stadiums with paying customers and with an estimated $940 million March Madness. It goes on to talk about that, the NCAA, Nick Saban, on and on and on and on. I think I've given you enough receipts, family. I got to run now. I've been over here over an hour. But I have told you I had a very busy week, and I wanted to at least tap in real quick because it's been almost a couple of weeks. Beloved, be sure to join my email list at my website at VickiPlanet.com. That way you can stay in the know with everything that I'm doing offline. Family, make sure that you register for Sunday, January 26th. Mark your calendars. It's a couple of weeks away. Sunday, January 26th. I'm going to be doing another free webinar. How many of y'all saw the so-called terrorist attacks where they telling us these are ISIS attacks on our homeland in New Orleans? Come here. I'm going to share with you the forbidden knowledge and the American government witchcraft that was used. Don't be stupid. Y'all know I'm going to call them by name offline. This is what prophetesses do. That's in the know for real. Click that link. It's free. Tell you and your family to come and prioritize it and make sure you're there. Don't be asking me about no replay later. I always have good turnouts. Many people register and many people come up, show up. So if you don't get in, you don't get in. Take off work now. Put your notice in now. Get your babysitters now. People perish for lack of knowledge. So get the knowledge that you don't even know that you need. Take yourself to the next level. Go to my website at VickiPlanet.com, beloved. I love you so much. If you believe exactly what they told you about those terrorist attacks, I got 15, 16, 17, 18,000 bridges to sell you. Talk black to me, somebody. I can't wait to see you again.